On behalf of United Consciousness, I welcome and introduce our next guest, Ms. Nyamwathi. She is an experienced internationally certified yoga teacher with over 1,000 hours teaching experience. She is voted as Kenya's top female yoga professional by the Indian High Commission during International Yoga Day 2020. She has been practicing yoga for over 18 years. She is a founder of the biannual Kelefi Wellness Festival as well as a certified kinesthetic and Reiki therapist with a bachelor's degree in psychology and philosophy. She is also the founder of Yoga Alchemy, a pioneer program combining traditional yogic practices with modern psychotherapy treating depression and anxiety. She uses her skill to create holistic healing and coaching programs and retreats and has been featured as a keynote speaker on global summits such as the Embodiment Conference and World Parliament on Spirituality. Nyamwathi teaches in Anglophone East Africa and Francophone West Africa, as well as traveling to host retreats and workshops. Her teaching styles include intuitive Vinyasa flow, alignment-based hatha, office yoga, restorative yoga, and yin yoga. Her yoga classes are trauma-informed and incorporate a holistic approach to the 8 limbs of yoga and incorporate breath work, pranayama, meditation, mindfulness, energy work, and aromatherapy. Nyamwathi's vision is to be a healer and a teacher in service to others, helping transform and restore psychological and physiological well-being through the gift of yoga, psychotherapy, and energy works. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Ms. Nyamwathi.
Hello, everybody. I hope you are well today. It is very cold here and it is evening time, so I will be leading you through a 15 minutes yoga session. And for these 15 minutes of yoga, I just want you to get into a very comfortable seated posture. For myself, this is it. But for you, it might be sitting in easy pose with the legs crossed or sitting with the legs straight out in front of you. Whichever pose is good for you, please just get into a comfortable seated position. If you have locked hips or tight hips, you may feel free to use a yoga block to just elevate and sit on it. And once you found yourself in that comfortable seated posture, I welcome you to just gently lower your gaze. So you're looking down at the floor or you're closing your eyes completely. Just take a few deep breaths here. Bringing one hand to your heart space and one hand to your belly. I'd like you to take a few deep breaths and just bring your mind back into the present moment and back into full awareness of your body. So inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling as well through the nose. 3 more deep breaths in through the nose and exhale. As you take the last 2 breaths, inhaling, feel the spine lengthen, crown of head reach towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, feel the tailbone root down into the mat, into the ground. Last breath in. And last deep breath out through the nose. Very good. So if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you're probably enjoying a good summer. And so these movements will basically encourage a little bit more production of synovial fluid in the joints, just to allow you to move freely outdoors. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you are in a little bit of a cold weather front like I am, they do the exact same thing and help to warm up the joints as well. So very, very gently, just take your fists and take your hands and make them into loose fists and just start to rotate the wrists a couple of times. If you hear any crackling, popping sounds, then very, very gently move even slower, for it means you need to produce even more synovial fluid. Wonderful. moving the other way around from clockwise to anti-clockwise or vice versa. Take some nice deep breaths here, waking up the wrists. It's important to pay attention to the wrists, for we are usually on our phones a lot or on our
Your voice is not coming, Nyamwathi ji. You may need to unmute. You may need to unmute. Your voice is not coming.
Is that okay
Thank
now?
you. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right. All right, great. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Let us begin again. And so from here, for those who were following me but couldn't hear me, it's just literally doing a little bit of a grounding exercise where you're feeling the root of the tailbone going down into the mat and feeling the crown of the head lifting up towards the sky. Okay? And as you do this, I'd like you to now very gently start rolling the hips, rolling into the hips with the rest of the body in circles. Very, very gentle circles. Wonderful. And then switch your direction with your rolls. Excellent. And come back to a nice straight posture. And from here, make your hands into loose fists and make some rotations, very slow rotations. So I mentioned before that it is important to be mindful of the wrists, especially with our lifestyle today, where we spend a lot of time on our phones. We spend a lot of time typing away on our computers or our laptops. And so this encourages the production of synovial fluid in through the joints. If you hear any crackling, popping sounds, move slower. Well done. Switch direction with your rotations. Excellent. And now allow the hands to come back to stillness. Loosen the wrists and shake the hands out. Very good. And from this position, I welcome you to come onto your hands and knees. And from hands and knees, you're just going to find your symmetry. So going into what we call tabletop posture, making sure that the knees have about hip width distance between them. You can use 2 fists to measure this. And then the palms are flat underneath the shoulders in a straight line. Take your left leg, lift it back and straighten it and hold it there. A few isometric exercises here, strengthening the core. And just further charging the joints of the arms, the knees, the ankles, the hips. And now take your right hand and lift it forward if you feel centered and balanced. There you go. And now release, bring hand down, bring leg back down. Other side, I'm going to straighten out that left leg. Very good. And from straightening left leg, we straighten out the left arm. Breathe. These postures look easy, but they're not. You're fighting gravity as you extend the limbs forward and back. And release. Arm comes down, knee comes down. Now, if you are on a thin mat and you have sensitive knees, I welcome you to double mat it, or just kind of make a seam with the mat to allow the knees extra cushion. You're going to come all the way up onto your knees. Keep them hip-width distance so there is a separation between them. Bring your hands behind you, fingers pointed down, thumbs on the side of the waist, and slowly bend backwards. A light variation of camel pose. If you've got no back injury, you're welcome to then stretch out the right hand up towards the ceiling. And then maybe circle it all the way back down behind you. If you can find your heel, then grab hold onto your heel. And release that right hand, bring it back up towards the ceiling and back to your lower back. The other side, lifting up left arm up towards the ceiling and then rotating it all the way back towards your heel. And maybe you come and hold your heel. If you're holding your heel, now release, bring the arm, circle it back up and back to supporting your lower back. And release. Very good. Cross your thumbs, raise your arms. And on an exhale, separate your thumbs, bring the hands all the way back down. Okay. From there, left leg straightens out again behind you. Right arm forward. Now I'd like you to bring your right elbow and left knee together. Slowly bend, bring them together, straighten them out 3 times. As you bring them together, you exhale. As you lengthen, you inhale. Exhaling and inhaling. Wonderful. And release. Doing the same on the other side. Straighten out right leg. Straighten out left arm. Bring knee and elbow together with an exhale. With an inhale, straighten out. With an exhale, bend the knees in. Inhale, straighten out. Exhale, bend the knees in. Inhale, straighten out. And last one. Excellent. Bring the hand down, bring the knees down. Excellent. And then tuck your toes. And we're going to lift up into down dog. So very gently, lifting the hips up and allowing your head to relax. You can keep your knees slightly bent here. Spreading fingers wide. And then release. Bring the knees all the way back down. Untap the toes. Lift the arms up. And arms go as far back as you can. Again, if you have back injuries, just stay upright. Do not go into the back bend. And release. Bring the arms back down. Wonderful. And in this tabletop position, we're going to do a few neck rolls. So very, very gently start to rotate the neck. Going once, going twice, 3 times, 4 times, and last one, 5 times. Wonderful. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. And then from here, come back to easy pose where you sit in a cross-legged manner. Nice and easy. If this is not accessible to you, sit however is comfortable. And from here, make your hands into fists, loose fists. You're going to bring them to the side of the body. And then you're going to use your arm strength to very gently lift your glutes off the ground and come back down. Okay, let's do that together 4 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to come down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, down. Bring right hand down to the mat on your side. And then bring left arm up. As you bring the arm up, I want you to bend the elbow, lightly touch the side of your head. And then straighten out that right arm, slowly stretching the side of that left waist. If you want a deeper stretch, you can turn your gaze up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky if you're outside. And then release by gently bringing the gaze back forward and slowly coming back upright, releasing. Last posture, bringing your hands to the other side. Left arm down and just slide it on the mat. Left arm rises all the way up, bending it at the elbow, lightly touch the side of the head. Bend that bottom elbow or slide the arm as far as you can. Keep that right elbow pointed up at the ceiling or sky and deepen the intensity of this stretch, this waist side body stretch by gazing up. You can release it now by gazing forward, slowly coming back upright. And then bringing the arms back into a peaceful posture on your knees. Take a few deep breaths here as we wind down, feeling yourself rooted into your body, breathing gently but deeply. As you breathe in, you feel the breath going up the crown of the head towards the sky. And as you breathe out, you feel the breath rooting down through the tailbone into the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Wonderful. Thank you for practicing with me, and I wish to see you all again soon. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy being back in your body. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Nyamwathi ji, for an excellent yoga demonstration. I'm sure that people will follow it and get better at it. Thank you very much. Looking forward to meeting you. Namaste.
Thanks.